Hey guys, what's up? Dark Souls 3 here. PAX tag. Hey everybody, Dark Souls. Fuck. Hey everybody, PAX tag gaming here for Dark Souls. Alright, holy shit. Let me stop. I'm just gonna redo this whole thing. Oh my god. Hey guys, what's up? PAX tag gaming here with Dark Souls 3. So I posted a video of how to equip items, and I got a lot of response from it, people saying that they weren't necessarily sure how to do this. So I decided to post a video with all of the options and menus and items available and how to use them and all of the buttons that you need to know for Dark Souls 3. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the directional pad to actually switch my options. The bottom left hand menu there corresponds with the directional pad button. So down changes all of those, left changes the other ones, and then for actually using the items, everything's different. So to use the bottom ones, it's X on the Xbox controller and square on the PlayStation controller. Beyond that, if you sit down at a bonfire, it actually replenishes your Estus flasks. That's for your health and your magic abilities. If you actually I have a couple of undead bone shards here that I'm burning. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but I know I'm supposed to be using those here, so I do. This is the only bonfire that you can burn the undead bone shards at that I'm aware of right now. So another option that's available on all bonfires is to attune your spells. If you sit at a bonfire and you attune your spells, you can change the spells that you use in your up directional pad, which correspond to your left-handed weapon. If you don't have a left-handed weapon that can use the spell, you can't use the spell. It's as simple as that. So all I have right now is the pyromancy glove, and that's all I can use is the fireball spell. I don't even know why I have the other one in there. But let's jump into inventory. If you're curious as to anything that you have, this is where it's going to be listed. You can use certain things out of this menu, especially the tools, but you can't use this menu, like I said in my other video, to actually equip them to your directional pad menu. So while you can see everything that you have here, and it's a nice little stored menu, I have, you know, all of my catalysts here and the shields and the arrows and the bows and the headgear and everything. So chest gear, everything's here, but you can't equip these items from here. So I'm going to show you that you can actually use some of the tools, but you can't equip any of the gear or items inside this menu. So if you're inside this tools menu in the inventory setting, you can use this here, and I'm actually going to just go ahead and use all of these souls so I can get some more souls, and I'll show you guys what you can do with the souls and everything like that. They're used for upgrades and purchases and leveling up and things like that. But beyond that, the other menu that you want to be in if you're going to be equipping items is the equipment menu, and it's in the same start menu as the inventory. It's just right next to it. So once I get done here, I don't want to use these. I have a feeling they might be useful later on, but let's go ahead and go into the equipment menu. And any of these, we're just going to start from the top. Any of these blank items, any of these blank inventory slots can be used to equip items. Now, you do need to keep in mind that your weight ratio should be below 70%, or else you're going to be sluggish. I don't know if it's 71, 72, I'm not real sure. I just try to make it below 70 just to be on the safe side. So this is ultimately just how you have to equip all of your stuff, and you can switch between these as long as there are slots available for the items. You can put the items in there, but as you can see, I'm a little sluggish at this point because I'm above that 70% mark that I want to be at. I'm actually going to show you real quick here what it's like to be all the way up. So, well, actually, let me take that back. I'm going all the way down. So 16% is what I'm at now. And some of these items, like the pyromancy glove there, don't actually change your weight ratio. but most of them do. So I'm going to put this glove back on there because that has nothing to do, the pyromancy flame hand. But some of the smaller items actually do change your weight ratio, like this ring here. So it's just about being conscious about not making sure that you're not over that 70% that slows you down. As you can see, I'm very lean here, I'm very exposed, and sometimes that can be a problem. So just know that. And in this respect, it's essentially just whatever you prefer. If you prefer to be quick on your feet and nimble, or if you prefer heavier defenses because you just want to get in there and just swing and you don't care if you get hit, you're going to want more gear on. So this is what it's going to be like to be fully geared. I'm looking for the heaviest equipment, and I think it's going to put me over 100%. It should, at least, because I have some pretty heavy stuff. So we're going to put the heaviest leggings on that I can find, which are those right there. And then I'm going to stack a couple of shields in here as well. I don't need 2 shields equipped at any point in time. You just pick the best of the best and have that one shield equipped. The only time you would ever really need to, I would imagine, is if one gets damaged. In which case you can just unequip it and it won't count towards your weight ratio. Those slots are mostly, they're there to equip multiple items, but you just have to be, smart about what you're equipping. You don't need 2 shields. So this is me. This is me trying to roll. That's as fast as I can walk, and that's me trying to roll. I don't care how powerful your defenses are or how strong any of that gear is. It's going to take you forever to get places, and you're going to die. So the only way to change that is to level up. Everything that's listed here as far as your physical defenses, or your physical attacks, your weight ratio, your equipment load, all of these figures, I know that they can be a little bit daunting at times and it looks like a lot, but trust me, it isn't. Just know that everything in this game is relative, so it all correlates to something specific, whether it be attributes inside your level grade or items that you need for a specific task. Everything is relative. So I'm going to take some of these items out of here that I have 0 for, because all it does is it takes up space and it takes me longer to get to the items that I need when I'm hitting the directional pad button. And let me show you this right here. Actually, this is pretty cool. All of these do something different, so if you want to go through and read them, this one applies fire to the right hand weapon. Some of the other ones will actually give you fire defense or poison defense. There's actually a moss item that will remove the poison effect completely if you ever happen to get poisoned. Unfortunately, I've used all of those away when I ran through that poison field and that swamp area previously in the game. So just if you're interested, go through all these items and everything and you can take a look at them. I don't necessarily want this video to be too long, so I'm not going to do all of that. Again, you're going to use the D-pad to change your items that you want to use, the down D-pad, and then you're going to press X or square depending on Xbox or PlayStation to actually use it. So there's another item in here called the Homeward Bone, and this one's pretty cool. If you're ever in a situation where you need to use this, it'll take you either to the shrine bonfire or the bonfire last rested at, depending on which you'd prefer to be at. It can only be used a certain number of times. It depends on how many you have. You have to pick them up as items throughout the game. They don't replenish at the bonfire. But when you do that, if there are enemies around and they're attacking you while you're actually trying to Homeward Bone, it cancels the effect of the Homeward Bone. So just know that going in. This is going to be your right trigger and right bumper, R1 or R2, and that's how you use those spells for the Pyromancer. Again, down directional pad changes your items, and X and square, Xbox and PlayStation respectively, actually use the items. So I'm going to show you the shield real quick here. Just a couple of things you can do with the shield. You can block with the R1 or right bumper, and you can parry with the R2 or right trigger. If If you can manage to do this at the exact moment that an enemy is attacking you, it'll actually knock them off balance, so you have an opportunity to attack them in return as a counter. This is a preferred method by some Dark Souls gamers, but I personally think it's more of an advanced method, so that's not something that I use. I don't use the shield very often at all. So going from the bonfire to this lady right over here, this is how you're going to level up. Once you speak to her and she rambles a little bit, you can level up, and these are all of the attributes that you're looking for. It depends on what your build is and your preference and everything like that, and people can talk for hours and hours and hours about what their personal preference build is. I personally like a more balanced build. If there's something I need throughout the game to get me to the end, I'll use my souls for that particular thing. For example, I wanted to use the katana, but I realized that it needed, I think it was a 16 dexterity. So I got my dexterity up to 16 so I could use that weapon. Likewise, I wanted my HP to be heavier so that if I get hit by a monster enemy, it's not gonna hurt me too bad because I still have all of that health bar available. Just moving on very quickly to the next character over here, the NPC that you can speak to. This is where you can sell and purchase items. She has a few different things. There's also another one that you can sell and purchase items to, and I think I got these for the last boss that I just killed, so that's pretty cool, but it's rather expensive. I don't know if I want to do all that. I say expensive because you have to use your souls. So your souls are currency in this game. You gain souls by killing enemies. You pick up souls that you can use in your directional equipment pad option thingy button. And there's just a whole lot of different things in here. So you can buy swords, you can buy shields, you can buy equipment, you can buy gear, you can buy arrows, you can buy everything. It just depends on whether or not she has it available or somebody else might have it available. They don't all have the same items available. So just to kind of show you real quick going through here, there's stuff that I've purchased from her already, stuff that I have, and this is the selling option. So this is everything I have, and then you can actually sell it and then confirm whether or not you want to sell the item, just in case you accidentally click on something. But that's pretty simple, a sell and purchase situation with a character in the game. We're going to move on over to the blacksmith over here, and this is the guy that's going to advance your weapons for you. He also handles all the advancements for the Estus flasks as well, so just know that going in. So when I talk to him, he's going to ramble a little bit as well. You can just skip all of that stuff. And just let me go back here. I'm going to start from the bottom. You can reinforce your Estus flasks with things that you pick up, the Estus flask shards that you pick up throughout the game. And I've already used them. That's that +3 down there in the D-pad menu. So this is going to be allotment for your Estus flasks. It depends on whether or not you need health or magic, more or less, depending on your build and your gameplay type. So this is the repair menu. I don't have anything to repair. The only time this ever really comes into play is if you damage something so bad that it breaks and you need to repair it, because otherwise your stuff gets automatically replenished at a bonfire. The next menu here is an infusion menu. So if you need to infuse an item with a specific gem that you have, like here in the bottom right hand corner of that item, I've actually used that to advance my katana and infuse it with a raw item, which just gives it general damage, more general damage. You can apply a fire, you can apply a refined gem, you can apply a dark gem. It just depends on whether or not you have the item available in your inventory, because you do need the gem to actually infuse these weapons. Likewise, the weapons have to be infusible, if that makes any sense. If it's already infused, you can't change it. Actually, that's not true. You can change it, but then it just takes away the other infusion. Some of this other stuff, the ones with the X's next to them, as you can see, my katana is +4, infused with raw, and I got to +4 by using the reinforcement menu. So I got to +4 through reinforcement, and I know this is really confusing, just follow me here. +4 reinforcement using large titanite shards. First you need regular titanite shards, up to +3, and then to get to +4 you need large ones. After that you'll need large ones from there on until you get to a certain point, but as you can see I didn't have any large Titanite shards, so I couldn't do anything. Let me show you what it looks like when you actually use the Titanite shards to level up. I'm going to level up this dark sword in just a second. But not only does it use Titanite shards that you've collected throughout the game, it also uses souls, which isn't necessarily a big deal. It's only a couple hundred souls in certain situations. The more you want to upgrade, the more souls it is, but it's never anything too crazy. So I went ahead and did that, and now I'm at a point where I need large Titanite shards, which I don't have. So let's get into what these red X's mean. The red X's mean that you can't use this weapon, and that's what I was talking about when I said that I needed dexterity for my katana. Every weapon is different, and every weapon has certain requirements. The ones that I have with X's on there now all require a certain strength build. So I would have to upgrade my strength and level up to, I think, 20 in some situations, 32 if I want to use that axe. It just depends on whether or not you want a heavier weapon to use, or if you're okay with using the smaller weapons to whittle away at enemies. Some people are like, I need that great sword and that axe so bad, and that works perfect for strength builds. So we're going to back off of this guy just for a second, and let me show you a couple of things. Why am I'm moving super slow for some reason. Oh, I got that shield on. Let me take that shield off real quick. See, that put me at 74, so I need to take that shield off, so I'm back down to 64. And as you notice, that does a tremendous amount of difference for my movement. So on top of everything else, as you could see when I was rolling, I was invisible. That's because of these rings down here. Every ring does something different, and you pick up rings throughout gameplay with the exception of that HP ring, which is one of the burial gifts at the very beginning when you actually choose your class and everything. But that's just my preference. Again, everything is about preference in this game. I think the game is difficult enough without having to limit your health and your HP. So I'm also a pyromancer, so I use the pyromancy boost ring. So it's just, again, it's all about whatever you prefer. But yeah, sorry this video is so long, but I think that's basically it though. If you have any other questions, just comment below and I'll feel free to answer any comment or questions that you might have. Good luck to you guys. Dark Souls 3 is amazing. I still got more videos to come and gameplay and everything like that. Unfortunately, I work a lot, so I haven't been able to finish this game just yet, but I'm looking forward to the end, and I know that there's a couple of different end options, but oh, this guy's dead. What the fuck? This guy was giving me level ups just at random, and he leveled me up 3 or 4 different times, which was pretty cool. But he's an NPC that you find in the actual game outside of the shrine at some point. Just know that's where he ends up. So I digress. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and more to come from Dark Souls 3.